So what has it been like to be able to share your story in this way?
Well, right now, the movie is definitely a new road for us, but for the last few years, we've had audiences we never dreamed of. We've had people find our story we never thought would, internationally even. We've been as far as Singapore, and one of the things that I was really caught was I didn't know how our story would translate on the other side of the world, but I think the story of a mom, a dad, a child hurting and suffering translated very easily, and I think that's what connects so many people to this story, because people know a 4-year-old can't make this stuff up. Yeah.
Definitely. How do you feel about it, Colton? I mean, it was so long ago for you now. What, 10 years?
11. With this entire experience, it's just that I've had the book Heaven is for Real out for 4 years now. So I've had time to have this story grow on me. And now that Heaven is for Real is being made into a movie, it's just like the next step up.
Absolutely. What do you hope that viewers learn from seeing this film?
Well, for me, I just really hope that when people watch what Jesus did for Colton, that's not something that was just for Colton. I hope people, and I think God can powerfully do this, and the film's a great medium, we'll sit in there and go, you know, God wants to do that for me too. And the same Jesus that did for Colton wants to do for them everything that he did for Colton and for us.
Todd, you were a fireman, volunteer fireman,
yes,
and we recently had a tragedy in Boston. How do you feel about, and what drives you to be a volunteer fireman?
Well, I think, you know, with firemen, and I still am, as a matter of fact, I'm the state chaplain for the state of Nebraska. I'm amazed at the commitment, the sacrifice that firemen put in all the time, and the training we put in. You know, to have these men that would be willing to risk their lives for people they don't even know, and they do it very quickly. I've hit doors and I've seen flames come in the buildings, and you go inside and you're like, God, I have family at home. I want to make it tonight. I've prayed those prayers inside those fires. And so it's like their courage, their commitment. One of the things, there's a brotherhood in the fire department a lot of people don't understand. I think they understand that in a foxhole maybe there's a strong bond, but I tell you, between firemen, we mourn. This year's memorial service, they'll be spoken about a great deal.
As with any film, things are added or changed a little bit. How do you guys feel about some of the changes that you've seen in the film?
Well, the changes have been very minor ones. You know, they had to compress things for time, and they had reasons for doing it. So I think all the changes that they did make, that we see the reason behind them, and they're still just very minor ones. They complement the story. They don't detract from it.
In the film also, there was a lot of criticism towards your story. Did you experience that much criticism within your community?
Well, probably more outside the community, but all of that is real. I think in a small town, people are saying things underneath their breath, but it gets back to you. It gets back to you pretty quick.
With all your outreach, Sonja, you do a lot with the community. How has it been for you dealing with, you know, the children, and changed kind of that atmosphere for you?
I believe in Google Calendar. It's gotten hectic, but I'm trying to keep the kids' life as normal as possible. Colton still goes to public school. He's in show choir. He plays instruments. He wrestles. I've got a kid now in soccer, my little one, and then I got a kid graduating this year, so I'm trying to do graduation announcements, graduation party, and all that stuff. So it's amplified it, but we've been given opportunities. My kids have done some stuff and seen things that some of us as older people don't get to do.
It's exciting. That's awesome. Thank you.